All right, so we're back at installing the floor. As you saw in the last video, I had it all cut out, test fitted, put in, and the last steps on the floor, what I was going to do is I catted out the holes for the bolts that are going to go in there, and then I working on the Rivnuts install into the aluminum framing. So I'm just going to show you a quick peek at that, and then I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the Rivnuts and bolting down the floor. All right, I'm going to bring you in, take a close look. I've already started the Rivnuts, a couple Rivnuts here. I drilled out all the holes already, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish putting the rest of the Rivnuts in, bring the subfloor over here and bolt it in just to see how it fits, and give it a quick walk test, and that should be it for the flooring, and then I'll just do the rest for the middle section and the rear section. All right, I'm bringing you in for a quick close-up. Sorry if it's a little dark. I don't have a light set up inside the van here, but as you can see, I have a couple Rivnuts already put in, a couple rows of them. Yeah, I could show you real quick how that works. See, just have, this is a M8 threaded, just goes right in. So this will allow you to remove your floor if something were ever to happen, you needed to take the floor out to fix something. This makes it super easy to take it apart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up Rivnutting all the other holes over there, and this front section will be complete. So I'm going to go ahead, put it on the speed time lapse, and finish Rivnutting. All right, we're back. I'm still working on the van floor, as you can see, and I just want to take a minute to regroup on this video. You may have seen it jump around between different scenes, and that's because I ran into an issue. As you saw in the earlier video, I was using PolyIso foam board for the insulation, and in this video, I had that in there, almost finished. I laid the plywood down, and it started making a bunch of crinkling sounds. And I just wanted to show what happened when I took it apart and what I found with the PolyIso. So here's an example of the PolyIso I had installed. And the layers, it has 3 layers on this: a foil radiant barrier reflective foam, and then a top layer moisture vapor barrier, as you can see. And this is all glued together, and what happened is the layer started delaminating. As you can see here, here's the top layer delaminated from the foam. So then when the plywood was on top and you would step on it, it would make a bunch of crinkling sounds. I don't know, you could probably hear that on the mic. And I couldn't figure out a way to fix that without removing the layers and re-gluing it back down, which just wasn't working out. So what I did is I scrapped all the PolyIso I was using, took it all out, switched over to XPS 1-inch foam board, and that solved the delamination issues I was having with PolyIso. And the main difference between the two, I have a little piece here, is one, the XPS is solid, one piece. There's no layers to delaminate like the PolyIso. So that solved that problem. And the other difference between the two is the R value. The R value of XPS is 5, this one, and this PolyIso is R value of 6. So that's about a 20% difference in blocking the temperatures that go through it, which in a van, I guess it could be noticeable or maybe not, but in this case, it probably won't be that much noticeable. And so I had switched everything and ran into another problem with the XPS. So the problem I ran into with the XPS after I had put it in was it made a really loud squeaking noise. And the PolyIso didn't really make a squeaking noise, but it had a crinkling sound. But this made really loud squeaks because it's almost like styrofoam. You know how styrofoam sounds when it rubs up against, metal, it makes a loud squeaking noise. So to fix that issue, it's very simple. So all you have to do is get some insulation seam tape and wrap the edges and places where it will touch the metal of the van. And I'll show you an example here. Let's see if I can pop it out. Okay, here we go. As you can see, I have a piece of XPS here. All the edges are taped up with the Sika Pro seam tape, and the bottom has strips of seam tape that touch the Promaster van floor, where the raised ribs that touch this. And once you tape this up, it gives it pretty much a cushion that will stop any noises from coming through. So when I did that, popped them in, it makes no noise, solved all the problems. I could jump on it, run around on it, which I did try, and it was solid, made no noise. So we have all the insulation issues resolved, and now I'm going to go back and lay the closed cell underlayment that I had cut out earlier on top of this, then go ahead and grab the plywood subfloor, put it back over that, bolt them down, and that should wrap up the van floor installation, and we can call that complete. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that, finishing it up, and I'll come back through for a final fly by to check out the finished floor and call it a night. And here we are, finally. The floor is complete, bolted down to the Rivnuts on the aluminum framing. And also I want to point out, it's also bolted down to the band tie downs. So there's about 8 tie downs. There's one here, one there, there. Same on the other side. So the floor is double secure, bolted to the aluminum framing that's glued in, and also to the band tie down. So this floor is not going anywhere. So I'm just going to hop in, walk around. As you can see, solid, no noise at all. And there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And tune in to the next video, which will probably be installing the Dometic RTX 2000 AC and the Max Air fan up front. All right, calling it for the night. See you guys later.